Recording. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the class BMN 521, Buddhist terminology. Today is March 6, 2023. We are heading towards the last part of our class. I think about 2 more weeks to go. So, as we were talking about the terminology on different areas of Buddhist teachings last week, today we are going to step on one of the important areas in Buddhist terminology, one of the very important section. As you have, maybe you have listened to me before on this subject, Buddhist meditation. So terms, technical terms related to Buddhist meditation. Before we jump into the subject, the very word meditation, I think we discussed this in another class. Hopefully you must have followed me on that class, Buddhist meditation class. The very word meditation, the word meditation is the term, standard term that we use across the board for the Buddhist term bhavana. Bhavana, B-H-A-V-A-N-A, B-H-A-V-A-N-A, bhavana. Is not 100% accurate term. Then why do we use it? Now it has become an accurate term. To meditate is to contemplate. But bhavana, Buddhist word bhavana, means mental culture, mental development. So when you use the English term meditation, maybe it contains the meaning of mental culture, mental development. When you contemplate on something, that means you are allowing your mind to grow, to develop, to acquire some wholesome good qualities. Because the original term bhavana means to develop wholesomeness, wholesome states of mind, and also mental, that's mental development. If you can enhance the capacity of your mind wholesomely, wholesome wise, that means if you acquire with good wholesome qualities in your mind, if you can hold them in your mind, if you can develop them in your mind, that is Buddhist meditation, that is bhavana. So when you say like that, to develop those good qualities in your mind, to allow your mind to tune with those good qualities, it could be done in many different ways. You have first of all, you have to be focused on your mind. That's the most important thing. To have a focus in your mental states, mind and mental states. That is why I think the word term meditation has become so popular. When you are concentrating on your thoughts, on your mental states, and trying to sharpen them, or trying to clean them, in other words, trying to have a control over them. When I say use the word control, it means now, say for instance, your mind runs here and there, and your mind, you do not have a sort of, no other word, control. You do not have any control on your thoughts. Then you are allowing your mind to wander. You are allowing your mind to do more harm to yourself and to others. For instance, when you are full of anger, if you do not know how to manage it, that's a better word than control. If you do not know how to manage your thoughts, your mental states, then being an angry person, you would do many harmful things to you as well as the others. So managing that state, management of that anger is bhavana. Understand? That is bhavana, that is meditation. When anger arises in your mind, not just anger, any other negative mental state, when anger or any other negative mental states comes up in your mind, you need to have, you should know the strategy to manage it harmlessly, without causing harm to yourself and others. You should know how to manage it. This is called meditation. So, and at the same time, say for instance, there are some good, positive, wholesome states of mind appearing in your mind. They are coming up, and then what you should do is to allow them to increase, allow them to develop in your mind. Good, like mindfulness, loving kindness, joy, happiness, all these positive things. If they are there in yourself, but then when they come up to your mind, to upper level of your mind, you should allow them to grow. You should facilitate them to culture, to develop. That is also meditation. So meditation in that sense is allowing bad mental states to go away, managing the bad mental states in the right way, and then also good positive mental states to grow, allowing good positive mental states to grow in your mind. That will be the meditation. We call it meditation. But usually in other religious traditions and in the Western world, when you say meditation, it means something like contemplation, and you are still and you are not doing anything, still and closed eyes. With closed eyes, you think about something. But bhavana, the original term, is not that. So there's a little bit of, how do I say, a little bit of wrong way of translating that word. But anyway, that's the standard term in English language now being used to identify the Buddhist bhavana. Because bhavana is one of the very important practice to get rid of suffering. to be away from suffering, to eliminate suffering in you, Buddhism prescribes that you need to do meditation. You need to do bhavana. So that is one of the most important terms that come across in Buddhist circles. So, and when we talk about Buddhist meditation, bhavana, there are many terminology related to this thing. First of all, why do we meditate? Why meditation? Meditation is to have concentration. That's also another very important term, concentration. Concentration of your mind. You have to develop concentration. If you cannot concentrate, then your mind is, running here and there and a very busy, thing. When your mind is very busy, good mental states cannot remain there because they come and go very quickly. So to maintain them, to keep them, to allow them to grow in your mind, you need to have certain concentration. So the second important word in Buddhism is concentration, samadhi. In order to attain samadhi, concentration, there are different practices in Buddhism, right? We have seen these things in many other classes. So Buddhist meditation, practice of Buddhist meditation is divided into two important branches. I would use I'm using the word branch. So one is we call samatha bhavana. Samatha bhavana means a concentration meditation. To have concentration is to be still awake mind. Still, the word, meaning of the word stillness. Not allowing your mind to run here and there. You keep your mind focused on one subject, right? That is concentration. So samatha bhavana brings you the required concentration to contemplate on certain thing. So preliminary meditation is achieving concentration. So there are many strategies and practices followed by the Buddhist all across the world in many different branches of Buddhism. I'm not going to talk about those things here, but the terminology for the samatha bhavana is samatha means calmness, stillness. Calmness, stillness is called samatha. Calmness in what? Calmness in your mental states. Even though you look calm on your body, your mind might not be calm. There are many things going on in your mind. It's like a boiling water, right? You may be in anger, hatred, love, or any other feelings inside your mind, but you look very calm in your body. So achieving calmness in your mind and body, both. When you achieve calmness in your mind, usually your body also becomes calm, still. So that is the samatha, that is the concentration. When you are concentrated in that way, when your mind is not running here and there, when it is focused, then you are ready to think about, to allow your mind to see the reality as it is. And that is the second type of meditation, what we call vipassana. Vipassana bhavana, or insight meditation. See, the word vipassana is translated, the term we usually use is insight meditation. So the first type is called samatha, or calm meditation, concentration meditation. And the second one is called insight meditation. You know the word insight, meaning of the word insight. Insight is going deep into something. So when you have insight on something, that means you have the clear understanding about that thing. If you do not have insight, that means you do not have deep understanding, right? So the purpose of Buddhist meditation is to, first thing is to achieve calmness in your thoughts, calmness in your mind, stillness in your mind, concentration in your mind, right? These are the terms that we use in English language. And then when you have that calmness, you can see things deeply. You can see things as it is. So Buddhism is trying to show you the path to see things as they are. To see things as they are. The very important thing. That is the purpose of actually following all these Buddhist practices, is to achieve that status. If you know something as it is, that means you have the real understanding of it. When you do not have the real understanding, you are covered with, you are masked with many other, misunderstandings, coverings. The purpose of Buddhist meditation is to get rid of the defilements in your mind. That's how it is said in Buddhism. Defilements are the coverings. Your mind is so bright in its original state, but because of the defilements, because of the things that come into your mind from outside, your mind gets sort of blocked, covered. That brightness is gone. So meditation helps you to again achieve that brightness, the original brightness. When your mind is bright, that means it is concentrated, still, and then your mind can deep into the reality. The reality, as Buddhism teaches, is that everything is suffering, everything is dissatisfaction, everything is impermanent, and everything is without self, no self. So to achieve that status means to gain that understanding, to gain that wisdom, that is called wisdom, panya. To gain that wisdom, first thing is you have to have concentration, and then deeply, you look deeply into the human nature status, and then you gain wisdom. When you have wisdom, that means you are going to look at things wisely. Look at things deeply, not superficial level. Superficially, we see that there are beings, there are people, self, right? But when you look into detail, when you go into detail, that you see that there is no someone called person, no self, right? When you have that understanding, it is easier for you to be free from suffering. We have this suffering because of the fact that we do not have the direct understanding. We do not have the insight. That is the word. We do not have the insight. If we do have the insight, then we are not misled by the notions of me and mine and whatever the selfish ideas. So because of our selfish idea, because of our greed, when you have the selfish notion, greed arises. Because of greed, there are many problems, many issues. So to get rid of greed and to be free from suffering, you need to have insight. Insight is vipassana. So that's how the Buddhist terms, evolving in terms of mental development, right? To have deep understanding of the reality is a mental development. An average human person cannot reach that status. So in Buddhist, the path of meditation, there are many terminology that we come across. When you practice samatha bhavana, when you practice calmness, concentration meditation, one of the things that you get is called jhana. Jhana means absorptions. There are 4 jhanas. When you attain those jhanas, that means you are so still, so calm and concentrated that you do not know what is happening around you, and you are totally 100% concentrated on your mind. Then you are very still and you can do certain miraculous things at that point. So I'm not going to talk about those things, but there are 4 jhana. Jhana means absorptions. When you are fully absorbed into something, 100% concentration. So that word is there. And then finally, Buddhist meditation aims at achieving liberation. Liberation, in any religion you find liberation, right? All the practices are, for the achievement of liberation. So in Buddhism, we have liberation as the aim, the goal. It is called Nibbana. Nibbana in Pali, Nirvana in Sanskrit, enlightenment, the translation. So that is the purpose of meditation. The highest goal of meditation is to attain Nibbana. And before that, there are many other goals, aims, right? Achieving the mental clarity, mental concentration, absorptions, and attaining insight, wisdom. All these things are related with Buddhist meditation. Okay, so the terms that we usually use in English language to talk about Buddhist meditation Now we use many different words. Look at those words. If you can arrange them in a hierarchical way, then you know you have the understanding about Buddhist meditation. Okay, and next week we will be talking about the Buddhist liberation, the terminology related to Buddhist liberation and salvation, or whatever, enlightenment, whatever the word you want to use. So with that, we wind up for today. If you have any questions, as usual, please email me. And hope you enjoy the class, and hope to see you next week. Submit your assignments as early as possible. Thank you.